Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adiba Syafawati binti Syahrudin. So today I will share about chapter on 4 factors influencing employee performance using bibliometric analysis. Based on Department of Statistics Malaysia in 2021, there are approximately 15 million people were in employment in Malaysia, out of the labor force around 15.8 million people. So the number of employed people keep growing from year to year. In January 2023, the total of employment grew by 0.2% from previous year, which is about 28,900, reaching 16.16 million. Based on Malaysia Employment Act 1955, an employee is defined as someone who is engaged under a contract of service. Employee, also known as company's number one asset, as they enabling long-term growth for the organization and one of the important variables that substantially contribute to organizational success. There's an old African proverb that say, if you want to go quickly, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. While individual performance may yield quick results, it may not be sustainable for long-term success. For an organization or firm to achieve lasting growth and success, it needs the collective efforts and synergy of its employees, which is including identifying the factors that contribute on employee performance. In an effort to clarify issues towards employee performance, this chapter looks into the maze of variables that affect employee performance based on the bibliometric analysis. This is because the performance of every employee of the organization is considered as critical to organization overall functioning and accomplishing its goal. The conception of employee performance consists of various aspects, including its definition, underlying theories, measuring tools, and driving factors. According to Duff, employee performance can be understood as the consequence of a person's quality and amount of work performed following their assigned obligation. Meanwhile, performance itself is an outcome of an employee's effort in carrying out the responsibility allocated to him based on talent, experience, sincerity, and time. Generally, different person has different needs and value towards things, which indirectly affect the level of employees' motivation and individual functioning, which give impact to the performance and the efficiency at the workplace. Basically, the factor of the employee performance can be divided into two main categories, which is internal and external factors. Okay, first we will go into the internal factor that influence employee performance. Based on the analysis, the factors that influence the most are motivation. Motivation is a key stimulus that influences human behavior, which empowering people to lead the organization to competitiveness. Motivation concept can be divided into two concepts, which is intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the drive to learn new things and face new difficulties, to appraise one's own potential, to observe and acquire knowledge. It is motivated by personal interest or satisfaction in the activity at hand, and it lives inside the individual rather than being triggered by outside events or a desire for reward. Meanwhile, extrinsic motivation is the opposite of intrinsic motivation and corresponds to the willingness to perform an activity in order to achieve an end goal. Employees often get tempted by extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation may be controlled by organization by identifying the most beneficial method for imparting it. Understanding diverse workers' motivational approaches can thus aid in explaining and predicting the emotion, cognition, and behavior pattern demonstrated by various employees. Certain difficulty related to low motivation may occur when certain employees arrive at work having various expectations, actions, and perspectives and becoming less committed to the business. So the next factors that I have identified was external factors, which is the human resources management practices. Many organizations have concentrated on human resources practices to overcome problems and acquire a competitive edge as the global market become more complex and uncertain. HRM practices may improve an organization's skill, knowledge, creation, synergy, commitment, and outcome. It is one of the most important management tools for effectively linking strategy formulation and implementation in business organization, which help human elements in organization coordinate and achieve optimal human efficiency. To accomplish each organization's particular objective, the organization employed various HRM practices such as positive work environment, pay recognition for performance, extrinsic and intrinsic motivational benefits, and many more. Based on the analysis, the most HRM practices that have been mentioned that contribute on employee performance depends on the training provided, compensation, and benefit offered. This is because training and development help ensure that the employee of the company have the skills, talents, information needed to deal with present and future job requirement. Employee training and developments serve as a tool which not only improve the competencies required to perform a job but also supplies the ability for individual to feel more satisfied with the result of their performance, because individuals who are unable to perform at the expected level of performance may even decide to leave the organization. This is because they feel unproductive and dissatisfied. Meanwhile, compensation is a reward received by an employee in exchange of his or her service to the organization, which the system are designed and created with long-term and company objective in mind. It is an established practice that entails balancing the work-employee relationship by offering monetary and non-monetary reward to employees. It cannot be denied that compensation is a powerful instrument for aligning workers' interests with organizational goals by establishing and rewarding employees for achieving particular goals allocated. Last but not least, the factor that contributes to the employee performance is leadership. A thriving organization demands an effective leadership style. The efficiency of its personnel and its leadership style are critical to the organization's success. The notion and definition of leadership style also may vary from person to person or context to situation. The term leadership has been employed in a variety of contexts, which is including politics, business, academic, and social work. Leadership is not a one-size-fits-all concept, and successful leader approaches may be differ widely. A modern leadership style are autocratic, democratic, transformational, transactional, and participative approach influence the worker execution. Leadership style impact employee performance via work motivation, demonstrating that work motivation mediates the effect of leadership style on employee performance. Most employees will not feel inspired to achieve their goals or perform as effectively as they could if good leadership is not presented. Trust in leadership, for example, has a significant influence on performance. At least 63% of employees do not trust their manager, which lead to poor performance in the long run. Why I use bibliometric analysis? This is because bibliometric analysis is a popular and rigorous method for exploring and analyzing large volumes of scientific data. It enables us to unpack the evolutionary nuances of specific field while shedding light on the emerging areas in that field. The study used bibliometric analysis to discover connection and key trend among various elements that affect employee performance, as well as recognize area of research and trending issues. Employee performance, employee retention, and job performance keyword were queried on the Scopus database using Biblioshiny, a bibliometric analysis R package. So the query was limited to articles published in English from year 2017 until year 2023. As for the result, the search on the Scopus database returned 515 publications related to employee and performance in various contexts, including the average citation per document, the top relevant sources, frequent most used words, and the most cited country in the articles. The bibliometric analysis identifies several key factors that have a positive relationship with employee performance. These factors including employee motivation, training, performance appraisal, leadership style, and the role of HRM practices. Understanding and prioritizing these factors can significantly contribute to enhancing employee performance and organizational success. Through the synthesis and analysis of current material, these chapters strive to improve our scholarly understanding of the factors that impact employee performance. A detailed review of the intellectual structure within this topic is offered using bibliometric methodologies, allowing the identification of major publications, themes, and trends that contribute to the understanding of workplace mentoring. The study drew attention on the importance of employee performance in promoting organizational and professional success. Several notable articles in this field have received broad citation, including those by Cooper, Sendawula, Pancasila, and Growens. These publications investigate many elements of employee performance, such as crucial factors as well as effective approaches for increasing employee performance. This article provides unique insight and serves as important reference for future study and practice. This chapter further emphasizes the multifaceted aspect of employee performance, and overall, this chapter makes improvement to the scholarly knowledge of employee performance. It compiles current literature and indicates areas that require more research to fill in knowledge gap. The finding emphasizes the critical relevance of taking effective and efficient action, which indirectly contribute to positive workplace environments that optimize employee performance. These factors are critical for organizations seeking to increase employee performance and happiness while also achieving targeted organizational results. This chapter also lays the groundwork for further study in this topic, aiding both scholars and practitioners in the design and execution of productivity and efficient workforce. That's all from me. Thank you so much for listening to my sharing. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.